it's card class night. Thanks for hopping on. Hopefully you've got your card kit if you are planning to do the cards tonight. We've got a big group headed to St. Simon's Island, Georgia. Most people are headed there tomorrow. Of course, I am because I have to set up everything, right? I need to be there when it starts and when it finishes. But this is going to be a fun Wednesday, Thursday, 5-day retreat. And so we're going to have a blast. Hi, Jacqueline. And so I think some of our card makers that are going on the retreat might not even be on tonight. They might be packing or hanging out with their family before they head off for the rest of the week. So I am not finished packing. I need to finish packing when I get off of this. Pack up my computer and all that good stuff so that I can head off to Georgia tomorrow. So if you're not going, I anticipate it will be a place that we will return to. I mean, I'm anticipating that before we even go. I'm very excited. And yes, we wish you were too, Jacqueline. And Linda and Barb, I don't know if you're all packed, but probably you are. You've probably been preparing today. And thanks for sharing, Linda. You know the drill. Whether or not you're making the cards with us tonight, if you go ahead and share this live so that your friends on Facebook will see what we're doing over here, then you will be entered to win $10 off your next order. Good for you, Linda. I knew you would be all packed. Did you fill up the cards? You leave some room for Debbie's stuff. We're going to have a great time. What else? What other announcements do I have to tell you while we're hopping on? So we've got the retreat. Volano is in March, and that is already full. And at the end of April, we're returning back to Volano. It is a favorite. That is also full. I have waiting lists for both of those. In May, we'll have our Go Gray in May event. And let me see, I'll look at a calendar real quick. I believe it's May 13th and 14th. So save the date for that. And if you're watching from out of town, you can always zoom in on the Saturday of those big fundraiser crops. We would love to have you join us from out of town. And of course, if you're close enough to get here, because I added Friday on, you might want to stay over in town on Friday night and scrapbook on Friday and Saturday, kind of like a little mini retreat. And then either head home Saturday night or Sunday morning. Hey, Carol, I just noticed that you said sharing, and the program that picks up the comments is pretty specific. So make sure you comment shared, or it will not pick up your comment. And thank you for sharing, by the way. But comment shared if you're still with us right now. All right, so tonight we have card class. It's the January first card class of the year. Now my website, in fact, I wasn't planning to do this, but let me take you on out there. Most of you have seen my new website, and it's called octopusdigitalllc.com, but you can get there going to DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com. And I'm going to just take you out there real quick. If you're new, that way you will see how to sign up for the card classes. And a second. Can't spell. So when you type in DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com, this is what comes up. You're going to see my little Bitmoji there with the camera taking a picture. And you'll also see a Facebook page on the right-hand side. Oh, there it comes. And so you'll be able to see what's going on Daytona area scrapbooking. So, but you're rerouted here, and the main page is Octopus Digital LLC. That's my LLC, my company, and you can follow on Facebook here or go to YouTube there. Now, to purchase card kits in the future, you can go to the store and in the store, you'll see the card kits and you'll see past card kits if there's some available. If you'd like to sign up for the monthly subscription and never miss a card kit, you can select right here and then you'll be charged for that monthly. Now, some of you that are local that like to pick up your card kits, there aren't that many of you. In fact, I think just Debbie was the only one that picked up her card kit this month. So what you're used to paying $20 because I don't have to ship those. And so what I'll do is going forward, if you sign up for the monthly card class and you're on the subscription and you're local and you come pick it up, then I'll just put on a little $5 certificate that you can use toward tape runner or paper or whatever you want. But you can just take that off of an order. So that way you're not paying for that shipping. But most people have me deliver or they have me ship. So that's why I just thought, let's just make this easy. And that way people don't worry about forgetting to sign up. Let me just take you out to the home page really quick. I did do a whole Techie Tuesday on my new website. You can make an account, you can log in, you can chat with me through your account. There's groups. I do a group for each of my retreats. So if you're going to St. Simon's and you haven't joined on my website yet, please make sure you do that. You'll notice you have little badges that I can assign. Those of you that have attended my retreats in the past, I keep track, and there's kind of a little rewards recognition sort of tiered. Your first, after you attend 5, you're a ruby. So those of you that have attended between 5 and 10 retreats or 5 and 9 retreats, you'll see a little red ruby on your account. And then whatever level you're at, you'll see that badge. These are the other things that you can click on. So you can click on card classes here and it'll take you to the monthly, whatever's current. Of course, that's tonight. That will disappear and the next one will be up there. Hopefully sometime early next week, the February card kits will be up there. So that is the site. And so thank you for joining, for being a member of the site. I think as we go forward and this year, it's going to make things a lot easier. You'll be able to see what you're signed up for as far as retreats, card classes, other events. So look also for the Go Gray in May to be on there. We had kind of a packed house. I had to bring some tables from home. So we're about maxed out from Jumpstart, which we did amazing, right? Over $2,100 for local veterans. You guys are awesome. So I think most of you are here for the cards. So let's jump right into the card class at this point of the evening. And let's see. I'm going to bring in the cards and check out of here. These are the cards we're going to be making. They are kind of like a winter theme, which I wasn't sure. I mean, winter is beautiful. I don't like to live in it. Some people do, and that's great. But I wasn't sure how they would go over, honestly. But they are really pretty cards, I think. And you'll notice in your packet is the entire Winter Woods foiled embellishments from Creative Memories. So you're going to have a lot left over. So let's go ahead and open up our pack. And so you can use them on your winter page. And for those of you watching from snowy places, Let me think. Who gets snow on here? Well, Jacqueline, you get snow occasionally, not very often, but you do get snow. So, and let's see, Linda and Debbie had a really snowy Christmas last year. I don't think they've scrapbooked yet. So you'll have some embellishments to do your snow pages. All right. So we're going to just take our first card set off the top of the stack. You can place everything over to the side. And let me pick out, we are doing the deer first. Hey, Dottie. Nice to see you on. Okay, so we're going to start with our lovely deer. I might be a little bit low here, my camera, a little bit low, at the risk of really upsetting the apple cart, as they say. Going to move that up a little bit. All right, so these are the pieces you have. You have your jewels for all of your cards, and you might want to, I know some of you like to wait till the end and come back and add those on, and that's not a bad plan at all. I'm going to go ahead and stick mine on because that way it kind of slows me down for those that need a little more time. So you should have a lovely day square, and then 2 other pieces. And what you'll need to fish out of your pack here is the deer and some watercolor trees. Now you might want to I'm going to take everything out instead of trying to like look around inside the bag. I think that'll be much easier. So not these trees. You want these, and we're gonna cut them, and we're gonna use the section we cut off on a different card. So we just want to grab your deer, your buck, looks like a buck to me. He's got a pretty big rack of antlers there, and your trees, and that's it. Oh no, just kidding. We need the tag. Now it's flipped upside down. Is that the tag? Or is this the tag? I guess it doesn't matter. So you can look at either of these tags and decide which one you'd like to use. Now I flipped it over. I guess if you use this one, you could decide to use it this side up. So that just gives you another option if you'd rather do that. So pull out this tag and the deer and the, I'm going to move this off so I'm not in the way. Okay, great, Dottie. Well, I'm glad you're on. I'm glad you're joining us from YouTube. So the first thing we're going to do is fold the base. And then you can go ahead and attach your, this is embossed. I embossed this paper using my Sizzix. So your embossed paper, then your green, and then your tag. Now I'm flipping mine over. You do not have to do that, of course. It's crafter's choice. I'm going to go ahead and add my adhesive here. All right, and then we'll add our smaller piece right in the center. And then we'll add our tag. And again, I'm going to put that right in the center. Now there's many layers, right? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 layers going on in this card. So none of them are popped up. They're all just on there flat. Of course, those of you with dimensionals at your at the ready, you may want to pop some things up. Okay. Once you get that on, then you can position your buck just so. He should be pretty well aligned so that it doesn't cover your letter, your words, and his little antlers come right to the edge. Now I think I'm on here a little crooked. So I'm going to straighten myself out a little bit. And if you're feeling like your words are just a little too crowded, of course you can move this over to the side if you feel like you need to give them a little more room. So I'm just going to add adhesive to the body and the little base. And so that his antlers kind of pick up from the page and cast a little, or from the card and cast a little shadow. Now, I really should have put this tree on first. I'm looking at this now, but thank goodness I was so worried about placement of my deer that I didn't I wasn't paying attention that I needed to do that first. Now, if you've got a personal trimmer, you can go ahead and use your personal trimmer to trim this tree, or you can kind of just trust yourself with your scissors to kind of cut right in between, almost in half, right on the left side of this little tree there. And then I'll just pick up my deer and kind of scoochie it up so that it comes up by the D. And then now it's time for, I didn't put any adhesive on here. Oh. Did you all notice that? And you were like, how is she sticking that down? Oh boy, it's one of those days. Okay, there we go. And now I can add on my jewels. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and add them on. I know some of you like to add them later. I did just disappear from you, but I'll be back. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm still here. As always, I forget something really, really, really important. And I forgot my little gem placer. So I can't place my gems without it. So sorry about that. And if you don't have one of these, you can add them on to next month's card kit. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut open this bag and pour out all of my jewels. And there's sequins in here too. There's 3 different sizes. And so this is where I know some of you are going to be saying nasty things. Oh no. That I came on late, Stacy, so I must have missed that. Did you have to go running through the house to grab stuff? Okay, now I need to look at my other cards to see what sizes these are. Holy cow, there are some really tiny ones. So my mom's here visiting. She helped me pack these bags. These are really tiny ones. I did not use these on my sample. So, but the sizes are very similar. So you have some really tiny microscopic bling going on there. Now I know some of you have your own little stash of bling, so you might want to add some other bling. Now I also would suggest that I didn't put some over here in the sample, but I'm going to go ahead and do that now. If you have a Wink of Stella, and that's another thing you're going to see that you can add on to the card classes going forward. A Wink of Stella is a little like pen with a little brush tip, and it like it's clear, but when it dries with a little bit of a shimmer, just a really light shimmer, and it's quite pretty. And I just put my hand in some. I like to preload the spots where I'm going to put my gems, and I just put my hand in it. So, good thing this dries clear too. Well, I'm sure Tracy had plenty to talk about. So once you've added your gems, then that card is ready to go. Have a lovely day. So that's one of those cards that you could use for a variety of occasions. And I'll set this over to dry. Okay. So, Murph, if you shared, go ahead and just type shared, because otherwise the little bot that looks at the comments won't know that you shared. Or maybe you forgot your gem placer, and that's what you were saying. So did I. I just want to oh, good. Okay, good. All right, so our next one, if we can move on, hopefully my hunting for my gem placer, and also my placing of the gems gave you enough time to go ahead and finish your card. So this is our next one, Thinking of You, with lots of fun metallic trees. So we need to fish those out of our stash over here. So we need the 2, the 3, and there's also a single tree in here somewhere. These foiled embellishments are beautiful. And if this is your first experience, which I don't think for anyone on here, this is your first experience with Creative Memories embellishment kits, but they are pretty great. They're very high quality, and so hopefully you'll enjoy having the rest of this pack to use. All right, so I think, oh no, look at, I'm forgetting the tag again. I got my trees. Now I need to fish out the tag. So there's that little green gingham tag. Here it is. Now it says Warm Winter Wishes. You could actually just leave that, because that would be perfect for like a birthday or whatever, or anniversary, Warm Winter Wishes. So this Thinking of You is kind of maybe optional. You don't have to use it. Of course, you don't have to use anything. There are 2 things we need to do, and that is tear 2 of these pieces. Now, this white piece needs to be not landscape, but portrait. So make sure it's positioned correctly, and you want to tear off just like a 1/4 inch. Helps if I'm on camera. Of this, just so that you get that nice edge, and if you're pulling it toward you, you'll get that nice torn edge. All right, and then you're going to do the same thing with this Thinking of You. So I like to tear, like hold with my left hand and tear with my right, so that's why it's upside down, so I get that nice edge left on the paper, and so I've got that torn edge now. All right, so now all of our pieces are ready to go. So again, you may just want to keep keep the warm winter wishes instead of the thinking of you, but you can go ahead and fold your base. Now it is going to be a landscape card, or that's the way I designed it. You don't have to do it that way, of course. Then you're going to add your gold shimmer. We're going to add our white, our wood embossed piece. Tag will slip on under here, and then the thinking of you like that. Then you can play around with your trees and position them however you like. However, I put the largest in the back, and then the threesome here in the front, and then tucked the single there in between. Oh, well, we miss you too, Teresa, but I know you've been on the go, and you got a brand new toy I saw on Facebook that you must be having a ball with. So can't wait to hear about your adventures with that. I'm glad you stopped in to say hi. So go ahead and add your adhesive there to your card. And then you can add on your white piece. And our wood. I'll tuck this underneath. I like to put it on an angle like that. I've learned that some people just can't do they don't like to put things on an angle like that. And then we'll add our trees. Add these big ones. And finally, our last little tree here. Yeah, hopefully you can make it to the May crop, Teresa. That would be great. All right, and now we're just going to bling. Now this one I just put three, because it has a lot going on as far as metallic going on. So it really doesn't need much, I don't think, in the way of bling. But that will complete that card. And I'm excited to see when y'all post your cards. I'm excited to see, I'm always excited to see the modifications that you decide to make with the cards. So I'll be excited to see how many of you chose to leave winter wishes and how many of you are using the thinking of you. I find that I've been using lots of thinking of you cards in the last couple of years. If you're done or if you're ready to move on, just let me know. Sometimes if you're still digging for the little pieces, maybe you're not ready to move on. Everyone must be working. All right, while I'm waiting to make sure that people are done. Okay, good. Dottie's done. I don't know if, like I said, I don't know how many are watching. I'm going to put these together at another time, or how many are working. Okay, good. All right, so I'm glad I didn't move on right away. I'm glad I waited just a little bit. The bling, I just put them on the 3 sides of the tree. It's kind of there. This card is so shiny, it like blinds the cameras. I did them like here in a triangle, in these little open spaces. So depending on your placement of trees, you might have them. You might decide to put them somewhere else, but I just put them right there. And you should still have a decent little pile of bling going on here. Our next card, I just love the watercolor on these embellishments. They're just, I think they're so pretty. And like, of course, I didn't use Winter Wonderland. There's a lot of things I didn't use that would be so great on scrapbook pages, especially with the foil. The little lantern, the snowflakes, this cute little saying here. And then there's, lots of opportunities for layering with these embellishments. So it's a really great pack. Next up, we have this beautiful watercolor tree, and we're going to add the piece that we cut off onto that as well. So you want your little half tree, and then this full piece, and then your thank you, and our bling. But now we're going to throw in some sequins too. So you've got 2 shades of sequins. You've got 3 pretty bright gold. And then you have this really pretty, it's almost like a rose gold. It is no way you can tell on this camera. But in person, hopefully you'll be able to distinguish that they are different. And the lighter color, like rose gold ones, go with this sweet little bunny card. So save those for the bunny card. Now this one is also landscape orientation. So go ahead and fold your base. And I did a terrible job folding that. You can go ahead and add your background. And then our thank you is going to go up in this top right. Now let me put this on in the right order so I don't have to pick things up. So you're going to go ahead and add your thank you up here in the top right. Probably about, I don't know, a little more than a quarter, or about a 1/4 inch. And then your tree will fit right there. I mean, it is covering over the U just a tick. In my sample, I'll go ahead and move it up a little bit so I can have a little more room around these edges for the tree. And I'm about to do it again. So this one, you can line up with either the edge of the card or with your background. I'm going to go out to the edge of the card and line it up out there, and then position it so that it kind of fills that little gap. So position that on there, and then we can add our adhesive to these trees. Now you can add, so the same way that I did the other one, kind of in a triangle, I'm going to add my sequins. Now I'm putting the rounded side down and you can play with your position of these, a rounded side down, and then your precision point adhesive will take care of the rest. So you don't want the rounded side up, because then your little sequins won't make contact with the sequin. And then we're going to add on some more bling. Let's see. So not the super tiny ones, although you can mix it up. They're all the same color. So whatever excites you. So I'm just going to kind of continue around this this little snow randomly kind of go around, and then I'm going to go back and add some bling there. So whatever looks good and right to you, I'm sure will look great. I feel like I'm really getting in my own way out here. I know some of you have expressed how you don't even use the bling because it's so tiny and tedious. And then there's some of you that's like, you do cards that are just covered in Swarovski crystal. So there's some of you that just love the bling, and some of you it's kind of a love-hate relationship. I do like to add the bling to the cards, and I think the receiver of the cards also enjoys the bling. That's just me. Maybe that's because I like to receive the cards with bling. So no crazy folds in this one, in this month. Just some straightforward cards to kick off the year. I'll be working when I go to St. Simon's this weekend on designing the February cards, and that's always fun for me to do. I do find it a challenge to design on the go, so to speak, like at a retreat. Just because, if you've been on one of my retreats, I'm usually, running around the room answering questions most of the day. So it's a lot of start and stop. And sometimes it takes me the whole weekend just to design the 5 cards. But I also struggle. It ends up being like one of those kitchen shows where because I don't have everything. I don't have everything in my workshop. Just like you all, when you go on a retreat, you don't have everything that you own with you. And there's always that one thing that you want that you don't have. How's everyone doing? Everyone good? Now, if you have the chalk, I thought about including, like last year, there was one month where everybody got the stickles. And so I thought about I thought about maybe adding some black ink and one of the little daubers, because these white pieces, that would be a good opportunity to add some black around the edges, just a little hint, to kind of make it pop. Sometimes it's just nice to add. I did it on this bunny, which is going to be the last card that we make. I don't know if you can see it. I just kind of added it around the tail, as opposed to like these, which sometimes it just adds a little definition to it, almost like a little shadow, a forced little shadow. I added it on there. So if you have any of the little pads and ink and you want to add some shadow on, I know it can get away from you, and a good card can go sideways quickly. So I didn't want to do that for these. They're such pretty embellishments. All right, so shall we move on to the bird? Now, your bird, the sentiment is on the inside, and it says, a friend is someone who knows the song in your heart and will sing it back to you when you forget the words. And so when you pull off your next stack, if you flip it over, oh boy, where's mine? Oh, well, that's fun. Did I already make it in one? Did I stack these wrong? All right. Please tell me that you have the inside of your card stamped. Oh, wait. Is it covered? Okay. I'm losing it. It's covered. Here we go. So you'll want that on the inside when you fold that. Excuse me while I just had a little heart attack. All right, so the inside of your card is stamped instead of the outside, which I don't do very often, but I just loved these little birdies. So they're probably, all of these pieces were stacked right on top, probably in the order that they were designed to go. So you've got your charcoal piece, white, your camel piece, and now we have to find our birds. And okay, it's at the bottom of mine here. So we want this bird with a little pine cone. We want an extra little pine branch. We want, how many times am I going to go through these tonight? We want this beautiful little embellishment. We want a pine cone. And we want, the pine cone. There are two, but they're the same. Or maybe three. Oh. And here's the bird. And I think that's all we need for that. We'll dig back through here when we get to the bunny. But these are all the pieces. Now I didn't add any. Oh yeah, I did. The tiniest of your bling kind of I put in little sets of 3 around, and that will be how we finish off. So check again before you stick anything on that you're going to put that on the right side. So we'll add our background. Add our white. Okey-doke. And now this little piece, I kind of positioned almost to the edge of the gray piece and left the same amount of distance up here at the top. So just like that. And then his tail comes almost right to the middle of this and off to the side. And so that he is front and center. And now this piece, we're going to add, I've had it going right off the center. You can put that on there. And if you like to use dimensionals on your card, this little second bird at the bottom would be a good spot, I think, to add some dimensional if you wanted to. And I'm just going to kind of angle this like that. And then that leaves us room for our last bird. Now I'm only going to put my adhesive like right down the middle so that I can kind of give them a little bend since I'm not using dimensionals. And that way his little head and tail kind of lift off the page a little bit and cast that shadow. So that way when you mail it, it's not super thick and bulky, but it kind of flies away. And you can do that with your other greenery and stuff too, if you like the way that looks. Not to the point where you crease it, but just so that it kind of flies away from the card a little bit and creates the little shadow that you see there. And then now I'm going to take all of these tiny little tiny little gems. I'm going to leave the bigger ones for the last card and do my little trios around. So I'm going to start with the ones here in the middle, do a little trio, then do another little trio of gems over here. I tend to do I do that a lot when I'm scrapbooking too. When I do a little collection of embellishments, I'll do with my pen 3 little dots like that. And I find that it just helps ground the embellishments so they don't look like they're just kind of floating in space. And I'm going to come up here. And another little trio down here. Alrighty. And last little one. The nice thing about this little jewel little placer is the other end has a little pointy little end, so you can reposition your bling if you need to. And there goes our birds. Oh yeah, yep. Carol, it's in your pack. It's in your pack. You got to hunt around for your birds. One of the birds is already attached to the branch, and then the other one is flying solo, if you will. But he's in there. These came right from CM. There's always a possibility that he flew out at the home office in Minnesota, but I find I would be shocked. So just check under the tab. Make sure it didn't get stuck under there. Spread them out. Check Rocky. Make sure he didn't run off with it. Oh. And if your bird flew off and didn't show up, if he got left in Minneapolis, we can definitely remedy that situation. All right. I guess your might be still working since we're still looking for birds. Chime in whenever you're ready, and we just have one more card to go. went quick. But my time with you always does go quick. Oh, good, Carol. So glad. Missing pieces stress me out. You all know that. All right. So when you're done with that, with your bird card, then we'll move on to this with sympathy card with the bunny. And for this, you're going to have to gather some pieces. Now, this was on your stack, right? And obviously I cut this bottom off. So you can decide how much you want to cut off. I cut off, over halfway. And then that way you can still use this other side. So I stamped this side. Now I thought I had gotten ink on there, but there's little lines that are on the paper that are part of the watercolor. That isn't over stamp or anything. All right, so what we need to grab is the little log with the two pine needles off and two pine boughs, and then the big log and the bunny. Now you can go back. Of course, you can make other cards with all of your leftovers. And again, I would love to see what you come up with. Or you can add some of these things. Like there's more pine cones that you could add, to other cards, or go back and add things. So, and then this is where we're going to use our other sequins and the rest of our bling. So once you have those pieces all pulled out, we can fold this. It's another landscape. Let's see if I can do a better job folding this time. And then we've got our shimmer paper. I love the shimmer. Now, Creative Memories is coming out. It seems like more and more with this shimmer type paper, which I love. It's not as thick as the regular cardstock, but it has such a pretty shimmer. Imagine that, shimmer paper with a pretty shimmer. Amazing. All right, now let me just line this up to see where I want to cut this at. So from here, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines down. And I'm just going to use my scissors as opposed to a trimmer, which you could use a trimmer. But there's lines to guide me. Not only that, the bottom part's going to get covered up. So this is the bottommost layer, of course, beside the background. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. And it's about 1/4 inch, okay, from the edge. Then we can add our log that has the pine boughs. And then you'll probably want to add this one and then kind of tuck in the big one. And you can spin it around to see where you want the different cracks and whatnot to go and in the wood. And then you can tuck in your pine boughs and stuff. But I like to position everything before I stick things down so that I know, where to put. Like the bunny is in the same position, so I need to pull this log down because I don't want blank shimmer in between. I don't want it like this with the shimmer, but maybe you do. Maybe you want the bunny in the middle. Maybe I like it like that. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this one down and just kind of concentrate heavily on this area so that I can squeak the bigger log under there. Kind of move things around. Now I'm going to put along the bottom of the bunny so I can position him and then put the larger log. And again, I'm going to concentrate with my adhesive on the bottom section so that I can lift and put the pine boughs underneath that. All right, and then that gives you the opportunity, if you need to kind of scoot things around, you can. And I went over it's so shimmery, it's hard to see with the white on white in the watercolor, but I went over my little embellish with sympathy with the pine bough. Now I can come back in. Now that I've seen what it's going to look like, I can come back in and add the adhesive and position it so that it's right. Or I shouldn't say right, but it's so that it's the way I wanted it. And you might want it a different way. All right. Now I can add some to the bunny ears, or you can kind of just pick them up like we did with some of the other ones, just to add some dimension. You can kind of pull up on these little edges. And then we can add the rest of our bling. Now, there's some spaces to me that are wide open. Like I didn't put one here on the original, but I kind of like one there now. And then I'll put one here. And well, I see now why I didn't put it there. And I only say that because I had this big spot up here on the original. But if I feel like I put this here, it's kind of, I don't know, trapping the eye into this section. So I'm going to make a little more space for this sequin over here on the top. And I'm going to add that there. Now that I've stuck everything down. Never fails. Now I want to scoot things around. Just a smidge. Okay. Now I can add these. So I am not going to add one where I thought I was going to add one. And I'll fill in with the bling. And our little gem placer is also good for sequins, which I find hard to work with, but not with something like this. And now I can just take the rest of my bling. How many do I have? 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I like when it's an odd number. I'll start with those 3. And put the rest of these on here. I just love this little bunny. So sweet. Make a little threesome out of that. Okay. there's our little bunny done. And of course, with these, you could cut this off if you decide you don't want to. With sympathy, you could always flip it over and stamp a stamp that you have, maybe a happy birthday or something like that. And then here are winter necessities. You could also just cut that off and you'd be left with a nice little tag with this pretty gold foil on it that you could stamp on. So yeah, isn't it great, Trish? It's fabulous. I mean, most of the CM gems have adhesive on them already, so it's not entirely necessary. Probably tweezers will be good, but for this kind of for these little loose bling, the little gem doohickey is great. And so, as I said, if you don't have one of those, you can always add them when you order your card kit. You can add precision point adhesive. You can add a gem placer. You can add tape runner refill. I should add some micro tip scissors on there. I did just add Wink of Stella on there, I think I mentioned. The Wink of Stella, I think, on this card would be so pretty just to do on these logs, just to add a little shimmer. I mean, as if there isn't enough shimmer going on here, but who doesn't love some shimmer? Speaking of shimmer, I just looked at the screen and noticed my new little my new ring for Masterpiece is very shimmery. My little trillion cut amethyst. Well, of course, we got, if you were on the Mount Dora retreat during Stacy's birthday, we were gifted some cute amethyst earrings. And so then I had to get an amethyst ring to go with the earrings that Tracy and Stacy gave us on the Mount Dora retreat, because that's kind of how I roll. I'm, matchy that way. So, how are you all doing? Thank you, Dottie. Yes, I don't have a stone that's this cut, and I very much have enjoyed it. It took me a while to go pick it up. But now that I have it, now I have to buy some more purple so that I can wear it. Not that your jewelry has to match. Oh, I'm so glad, Vicki. Let's set them all out there. Oh, that's fun. I made this one backwards. Shh, don't tell anyone. Oh, brother. That was my sample. Good stuff. My sample. I'll send that to someone as a trick. They'll try to open it and it'll be. All right. I think that's all of them. And so you've got all of these left. Now, if anyone's watching and they didn't purchase this kit, I do have a couple left that I can mail out. So you'll still see them in my shop available to order. And they, oh boy, I can't wait to see Carol. She went rogue. So I can't wait to see what you do with all these extras. And if maybe you live somewhere or you have snowy pictures to scrapbook, then and you want some of these extra, it's a super great deal, because these embellishment kits are $10 when you buy them from Creative Memories. And so your card kit at $25 and you get the $10 embellishment kit in addition to the cards is a pretty good deal. But let me come back here. I think I'm not this red. I think it's the lighting out here. I need a new ring. I need like a fancy ring light or something. because I really am not. Oh, see, that's better. It was the way. I mean, I'm still look pink, but not as pink as I did before. Hold on, I have my. Okay, so Trish, you can use just a regular pencil. Let me find one. Well, actually, you can use both ends. You can use like a regular a pen. Oh, this is really funny. I'm showing and I'm not on camera. So if you have like a regular pencil, you can pick them up that way. But an eraser, which I can't believe I don't have one here at my desk. If you have a pencil with an eraser, you can use that. And I find if you're going to use a pencil with an eraser, a little tip, because I've had to do it in a pinch, is just get a paper towel with that's damp and kind of dip the eraser into so it's damp into the paper towel, and then pick up your bling and place it that way. Or if you want me to leave one of those things, one of these gem placers on my bench for you, I can do that. And you can swing by tomorrow after I leave for St. Simon's and you can grab it. So I hope you all had fun tonight. It seems like you enjoyed the winter cards. And right, even all of us that are in Florida, it's winter right now. And if you're going to St. Simon's, if you haven't looked at the weather, let me just tell you, they're predicting rain on Friday and a low of 32. It was like 33 or 34 when I looked yesterday. Now it's saying 32. And the low on Saturday is 28. So a little rain, below freezing weather. I don't know. We might have snow in St. Simon's. Now, probably not because we're close to the ocean. And I don't know. So we might not get snow, but we could get snow. And that would be really, really funny if we had snow. Oh, Sue. So, all right. So we're going to miss you. We won't have you for dinner. I'll see what I can do. If you're on and you aren't going to be there in time for dinner, could you let me know? Sue, I got you and Rosie, but that way maybe I can get a little, although you're probably going to eat on the way. So I probably don't need to do a little to-go box. But just I'll be in touch. But if anyone else is in that similar situation, if you're going to be there late, let me know and I'll see what I can do. All right. Well, let's see who the winner of $10 off is. So let me go ahead and share the screen. Now, I did peek on it before and they were coming through. You know, sometimes they just don't come through, but we've got 12 shares in there right now. So appreciate you all sharing. That is how new people find me when you, of course, share and post your cards. And so I so appreciate that. Like I said, that's how new people find me and join us in our card classes. And so I couldn't do it without you. All right, I think we're all in there, and let's give it a whirl. All right, here we go. Let's see who our lucky winner is. Jacqueline, congratulations. Wow. 2022 being good to you in the jewelry and booking department, that's for sure. Jacqueline at Jumpstart January, she was on Zoom and joining us, and she won the beautiful Larimar necklace that Tracy and Stacy donated. And so she texted me that she received it. Yes. Well, hopefully, yeah, that's the way it goes, Dottie. Hopefully, all of, yes. Yep. Hopefully you'll come for the classes and stay for the retreats and start as a card class participant and end up as a memory maniac. All right. Well, congratulations, Jacqueline. Thank you all for sharing. I appreciate that so much. I am going to pack all this mess up and get ready to go to St. Simons, Georgia. And if you are not coming and you're able to come, look for the beginning of February, look for the Lakeland retreat to post, and also the retreat to the mountains, which there'll be one in July and one in August. The July one is already full. I do have room at the August one. And then, of course, Mount Dora, which is a fan favorite. And I don't know. You know what that means? I'm hosting so many retreats. We're going to hit 60 in 2023. So we had a 50s party last year in Mount Dora. So next year we're going to have to be 60s. Okay. Well, you can add it on. You can scoochy things around. Debbie. I'm reading your name. Who calls you Deborah? Not me. Okay, great, Dottie. We'll look forward to seeing you in Lakeland and Mount Dora. And I look forward to seeing many of you in St. Simons tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. And whenever you arrive, that is all for tonight. And you know what to do until I see you again. Everyone stay scrappy, my friends. I will talk to you very, very soon.